Hi, it's Sarah from Rosy's Little Posies. It's been a while since I have chatted with you here on video. So tonight this week really, I have an absolutely insane time with the amount of orders I have for daddy-daughter dances and Valentine's Day prep going on. I spent 2 hours on the other night taking stickers off the bottom of vases. So there's a lot going on here, but one of the things I have going on tonight is I have an order for a ton of handheld bouquets. And handhelds, like a wrapped bouquet where it's like in a plastic sleeve, I don't do those very often, but this is a big bulk order. It is a cheaper way to be able to purchase flowers because they're not arranged, or they're arranged in a completely different, much faster way than you would usually see something that I would provide. Usually I do actual vase arrangements, and I like to do those because that's where you get that full service of me not only choosing the color palette, but also choosing how they go into the vase. So for this one, this is just me choosing the colors. And the way that this order worked is a lot of girls said, all right, we want these colors of flowers or this specific kind of flower, and make me something pretty. So here we have the order for purple, and then on my spreadsheet, I had 6 bouquets that they wanted purple. So I ordered my greens. This is Israeli Ruscus. It's a nice and expensive green that lasts a long time. And I have 6 stems of this. I have 6 stems of lavender stock. I love stock because it smells so nice. And this is such a lovely color. So I have a nice pretty color of lavender stock. And then I also have hypericum berries in white. These come in several different colors as well. I like the white ones for corsage work. So when I was processing these flowers, I was also taking off some of the side stems that weren't going to be visible in the wrap, and then throwing them into my box here of scraps, basically, where I'm going to use them for my corsage orders, which I have about 50 of them right now. So I'll probably cut off at about 75 because that's basically an all-nighter and then some for me. So those are being set aside for that. So waste not, want not. So hypericum. And then I have my Ocean Song roses. These are my favorite go-to lavender rose. These have all been processed like everything else has. I don't take the thorns off of roses because that leaves an open wound in the stem, and that makes your flower last less time. So these are processed where it's just leaving the last set of leaves, and then the guard petals around the outside of the rose have been removed so that you have that nice clean rose. And then I have Alstroemeria. Somebody just gave me like the common name for this and I totally forgot it. This is Alstroemeria. You'll see this one a lot. It's nice because it has that nice cluster on top, and they last forever in a vase. So these will last you 3 weeks in a vase, which is great. So dark purple, Alstroemeria. And then I have Gerbera daisies in white. Nice long stems on these guys. And then for my filler flower, I have purple Caspia. So lots of purple in this because that's what they wanted. And the reason why I have this, this is basically a floral recipe too, because I had a price point that I had to keep these at. And each one of these stems that came in a bundle has their dollar amount to them. And when I put together a bouquet, I want a uniform size for each person. And I want a good mix of focal flowers, fillers, and greens. So in this one, we have a green. We have a lion flower, which is your tall ones. We have a berry, which is a nice filler. We have your focal roses. We have some secondary supporting flowers, Alstroemeria, and then a second focal in the gerbs. And then your Caspia is your filler. So we have a nice mix here. I've chosen the colors, and to assemble these, it's actually pretty fast. And you won't be able to really see on this video, but I have my counter for this right now because my counter is a little bit bigger than my workspace in my basement in my studio. So I'm using my counter today. And instead of putting these in a vase, I'm going to lay them all on my counter in a pile of 6 each, which makes it go so much faster. Because then all I have to do is make myself piles of each thing. So I've got, first the greens went down, and then I'm going to add all of my hypericum berries. And then I'm going to add my lime flower because I want it kind of in the middle. And I'll pick one of these up so that you can really see what I'm doing a bit better in just a second. So I'm kind of just making piles. And then I'm going to have my alstroemeria. And I'm going to layer this. Don't mind me. I'm snapping at my children who's coming up to talk to me who shouldn't be. So my alstroemeria has gone down. And then I'm going to add in my roses. So that I have 6 piles going on here. And I'm going to add in my filler. And I'm going to add 2 of these because I kind of want these to have a little bit more in here so that they space out these focal flowers. So 2 fillers each. And I'm just kind of laying them on here in my piles. And usually if I've got one bigger piece and one smaller piece, I try to pair those together so that everybody gets about the same amount of fluffiness. There we go. And then we are down to our last one of putting in the gerbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's start picking these up. It looks like I'm actually, couldn't count. Sometimes I can't count. Looks like I'm short a piece of greens. So when you pick this up, you have a nice little clutch of flowers here. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to slip it into one of my sleeves. Sometimes I look at this too and I think, no, this isn't very full. I might end up adding a little bit to this recipe. I'll probably have to redo my math because I think I want to add a little bit more to this. But I'm going to take it and slip it into my sleeve here. And the thing about these handheld bouquets is it's all in the presentation. These are supposed to be handed to people. So for the most part, when you put them all together, they're going to look the best coming from the top down, which is this right here. They're not going to look like as much from the side because from the side, this is supposed to be just to be presented to somebody. So after I get them in their sleeve, I'm going to trim off the ends. Get my compost bucket over here. And I'm going to leave just a little bit of room at the bottom underneath the plastic. I grabbed my scissors. I needed my snips. Some florists use a knife, but I don't trust myself with a knife. And then I've already got my string all pre-cut. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to tie it off. And then I'm just going to go through and I'm going to do that with all of these. So they're arranged, but they're not really arranged. It's more of a selection of flowers. So that the recipient is going to take this and it's going to be their job to arrange them in a vase. So what you didn't see before this as well is the amount of time it took to process all of these. I was probably processing flowers, which is kind of the grunt work, for about 4 or 5 hours today, give or take. It's hard for me to tell sometimes because I'm also taking care of kids at the same time. So the processing included just getting all of the dead leaves off, trimming the bottom, hydrating all of the roses, taking off those guard petals, sorting everything out into their buckets. And at the same time, I'm also taking orders, writing out quotes for brides, making my kids lunch and changing diapers. So anyway, that's 2 down. Only about 55 more to go. So I will be at this for probably the next couple of hours. These are a lot faster. And this is why these are cheaper too. So if you're wondering why handheld or bouquet from, like you stop at Meijer, grab something from Meijer, those bouquets aren't going to cost as much as something that I would usually sell because there isn't as much labor into them. These don't take me a whole lot of time. And they also don't really require as much thought either because most of the thought has been in the selection of the flowers. and the colors that are involved. So when you're picking up flowers from a florist or purchasing them to be delivered like Valentine's Day, the value is in the arrangement. So that being said, these are super fun. People are gonna love them when they come, when I deliver them. They're gonna get dropped off to one of our high schools in the area. It's a super cool thing that this school does, and I've done this for the last couple of years for them. So yeah, I have a lot of fun with these. It's just something a little bit different than what I usually do. This is more like the type of work that you're gonna see like a farmer's market, because their emphasis is more on growing, and then they're gonna sell them more like in this style. So sometimes I like to stop at the farmer's market in Rockford and visit some of my friends over there, and I'll pick up flowers in bunches like this just so that I have something to play with. But yeah, pretty simple. When people go to arrange a bouquet like this, make sure that you are always taking off any of the greens on the lower part of the stems. I have done most of that for you already, but whenever you arrange flowers in a vase, you never want to have any greens below the water line, because that's what causes your bacteria. And bacteria in flowers is bad. So all those greens off, like these down here, I'm actually going to do them a favor and take these off, because those are just going to get their water scummy. So when you get these, you don't want to just cut off the bottom and stick them in a vase. You should try your hand at arranging them. Don't be afraid to cut them. Clean scissors, clean water. Most important thing for flowers is clean water. It's not actually much to do about the floral food. I keep floral food in my buckets and it's in your vase, but once you change the water, the most important thing is just having clean water. And part of the fun for some people, like me, is in the arrangement, not necessarily picking out the colors. So if you're not really good at picking out colors, then this can be nice, because then you can have the fun of arranging something and it's pretty much guaranteed to be pretty, because I've done the design work for you. But again, these are pretty simple. Definitely go a lot bigger with these and have a lot of fun. There's 5, and I'm going to be done with that because I am missing one of my green stems, because when I'm tired I can't count, and I'm getting tired already. So, can't get tired yet, I got a lot of work in front of me. So here's 5 of them. 5 out of 57. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you get your Valentine's Day orders in. If you haven't sent my information to your husband yet, you should probably do that now. I already ordered the flowers about 2 weeks ago for Valentine's Day, and I think I have maybe 20 orders in, which is pretty good. Last year I ended up at 80, and this year I anticipate having even more than that. So if you want flowers for Valentine's Day and you want something custom made, get my information out there. I've got my website up now to make it really easy for people to order. You can still order the way that you always have with messaging me, give me a budget, give me a color. But if you want some super simple ordering, just go on my website, www.rosieslittleposies.com, and you can just pick something. It can be anything from one of the options with specific flowers, or it can just be one of the 3 sizes of designer's choice. So let me know how I can help you. I will be busy with all of this for the next week and a half, and I took January off to get my business side of things done, and I am very glad to be back with flowers again. So let me know how I can help you. Thanks for watching.